Okay, so I'm laughing like a lot. We hit, man, we hit.
Beautiful song, man. I love it.
And actually, that song won an award, and congratulations to Kim Paluta. And I love the fact that the whole America supported him. He went on stage with an entourage. Congratulations, young man. You deserve it. Greater heights for you. And
we didn't have a choice. Our father is open, so, you know, 24/7. Like, he brings us together, and so we didn't have a choice. It's what we do. It's what we love to do. You understand? When you are under open, so this is what you do.
This is what you do.
Exactly.
Well, the conversation goes on and on and on. TGMA's happened over the weekend. We are not here alone, actually. Theodore is here, but Camera hasn't picked her yet. Camera will pick her very face.
Hello.
I think I hate it.
I'm Bella.
And we have a special guest joining us. We don't want to say he's from anybody's camp because he's going to be a free and fair one today. Maybe we will even be harder on TGMAs and he will be on the lighter side. David Portfolio, good morning.
It's good to be here.
It's good to
My
have
landlord
you.
is here.
Oh, I beg. The landlord there, I come across, you know, say I for undress the landlord title because you there here. I beg.
You're still landlord for everywhere.
I beg.
Everywhere.
You go Kumasi there, then you give me my title. But I can't hear, I for pay homage. It's good to be here. Finally.
Nice to see you.
Yes, same here, same here, same here, same here.
Great stuff. All right, so I don't know where we're going to start from,
I
but
don't know.
I think that we probably would start from...
Let's start off from the fact
Where?
that so both of you were the TGMA.
Yeah.
Okay?
You didn't show up, even
So
though
I
you were
didn't
supposed
show
to.
up. So but I was in the comfort of my home.
It's not as
And
what
so
as
I am
inside.
representing all of you,
The viewers.
who were comfortable in your homes, your offices, watching TGMA, how you felt and all of that. So your rep, Miamini, I am representing you this morning. And Roslyn
Unofficial
and Kim-
PRO.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. And Roslyn and KMJ. Philly Gadochi.
Philly
Gadochi.
Philly Gadochi.
Yeah.
I think after 25 years, the expectations were high. In fact, very high. And if you sit in the auditorium and you see what's happening, you'll be a bit disappointed, you know. And for me, I think that there were too many issues that I'm thinking that 25 years we didn't have to really go through all of that, you know, from performances to the switch from one act to the other, the change from one award presentation to the other. I mean, I felt that we have seen way too many of these things done
You're
in
supposed to have
other
learned
places,
by now.
and by now, to 25 years, we could have done better. But then again, it comes with logistics. It comes with auditorium, a venue that you probably are not, you know, able to get as an organizer.
You can't get us in what?
We don't have the auditoriums that
They
we
have
give us.
the auditorium. They own that auditorium.
It's not-
Charterhouse
it's not about
owns
owning
that
it. It's about
auditorium.
how you're able to put that auditorium to use.
I think the
And you can't do
mentality is
most of the
also
things.
hard.
See, my deepest fear that night was when they were pushing that girl up.
Yeah.
KMJ,
Yeah.
I was home and I was quite jittery.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was my biggest fear.
But
you
let
see,
me say-
this could have been done in the UK,
Right. Yeah.
maybe the O2 or Indigo, and I would have felt comfortable. Because it is meant for that purpose.
Right.
But what I saw up there,
My goodness.
and how they were pushing my queen and my dragon girl, I was not happy.
And I understand for the fact that you don't have insurance policies for artists because elsewhere, anything that is adventurous and risky has a proper insurance package for the artist so that any
In case of
casualty,
anything.
Yeah.
you know, but here you
There's
wound
nothing like
yourself
that.
and there's nothing to compensate
All
for.
we can say is sorry.
Yes, and it's very risky. That's one of the things that I think elapses that we have to make sure you're having proper insurance policy for search props and entries because
You don't just hang people up.
Are we
hang them
saying that the roof did not have the solid hanging for her to be, you know, in a comfortable space? Because we look at a place like National Theatre,
Right.
where they have these poles
Yes.
that you can hang and fly and do all of that. I'm just asking because I haven't been there. I've
Right.
been to National Theatre. I've seen what National Theatre can do.
Right.
Are we saying that they didn't have that, yet they risked it?
because that place is not meant for that purpose. It was more or less like, let's make do with what we have, right?
So it was a risk.
So exactly.
So they took a risk.
This is the point.
Okay.
The National Theatre Award is over there. Right from the onset, they knew this is the purpose we want to use this for. Right. So when they are doing some of these things, they are able to position them in the way that you know that.
Maybe they have now set it up. Maybe
That's
it's not
what
being
I was gonna say.
incorporated
Where?
in there.
Yeah, because
Maybe
why
now-
would
Where?
there
At
is
the
a-
Ghana Arena.
Yes.
At the Ghana
Did you see
Arena.
where we were seeing the chains were? No, even the organizers knew that they would perform
We
it for
are
that
told
purpose.
all we were
No.
seeing was darkness.
No, it's
So
not
was it
darkness.
really?
We were seeing where
But it came out.
It came out well.
It came out.
Yeah, it came out well.
Yes, but what I'm saying is that I'm not. They wanted to do something quite different, and I love it. I love to see. I mean, a fear is even daring to even say, "Oh, I want to do this," knowing that the auditorium that you want to do this is not meant for that,
And it has never
So
been done.
It is, So I understand. It's fine. But what I'm saying is that in the future, when we want to do some of these things, we should be looking at the other side of it.
For me, again, I will stand my ground and say that I don't know how this auditorium was built. I don't know what, changes have been made in there. I don't think that the organizers will risk somebody's life like that.
Yeah.
If it's not solid, they won't go for it at all. And obviously, there were rehearsals that were done before that day. I look at the chains that were used, and these chains are very
solid,
heavy metals. And so, for me, when it started dropping, I looked at it and I said, it's solid. Initially, when they were arranging it, I felt it was not. And so, until I see the should I say the root or the fundamentals of it, I can't really speak against that one in particular because I'm not up there to see. I've been up in National Theatre. I have seen the poles. I know how solid they are. I know how they are rolled down. So I can't speak to that. But
we can trust Charterhouse that, of course, they won't risk. I know you are speaking from emotion because I know how passionate you are.
That's why I said that was my deepest fear.
Yes.
Because if it was done elsewhere, then I know this is what is done almost every time. That you can use it to do anything like this. I wouldn't have a problem. But this is the first time I'm seeing somebody in the Grand Arena being lifted up. And I'm like, okay, is it really what this is meant for? Well, you understand? It doesn't mean that whatever they try to do is bad or I'm not against it or anything like that. But I'm saying, sitting where I was sitting, like 2 steps from where they were doing the lifting, I felt a bit some way.
Okay.
You understand? So yeah, I mean,
let's talk about some performances. We had some highlights, some great performances, and then we had some low performances as well. We also had some great personalities on the. Should I say the red carpet?
Yeah, the red carpet.
Yeah,
so should we take a look at the red carpet looks? Let's take a look at some of the looks that were on the red carpet. Okay, and then
we'll get to the red carpet as well. But I am thinking that the coming back of Chris Atto and Nashoko, I think it's something that a lot of people were expecting.
Something huge, something creative.
Which, for me, in terms of delivery, you might want to give to them for what they do. I think where they had a problem was the introduction of the 2 hosts. I don't know what plan they had. I think whoever had that plan, they did not execute it well. Because we saw, and that's from my view, Chris now came on stage.
Now came on stage.
No. The 2 of them were on stage before when it was dark.
Okay.
I saw the 2 of them on stage.
Okay.
When Chris came to whisper something to Now, and then Chris went backstage again. Yes, the 2 of them were on stage. Okay. So they had a quick conversation, and I'm thinking maybe it was an improvised something. Like, let me just go and then you bring me in. You understand? That's what I'm saying, that I don't know who really scripted that.
It's good that you brought it up because these are some of the concerns for the job we do as MCs. KMG, you know how things play out when you're on stage, how people perceive your artistry and presentation. It's quite different from what transpires backstage. So sometimes the blame people put on you is far beyond you. Never your fault. It's production.
That's why I'm not even blaming them in the first place. Whoever that scripted that intro.
Yes. But I have concerns with that. Moving on, the dynamics has changed. Chris 10 years, a decade backward was one of the most exciting guys.
Exciting,
Now the rationale and the idea behind people patronizing certain events and for what purpose has changed. Now you have patrons who are dynamic kind of. So this time around, I felt they could have complemented them with some additionals. additionals like maybe a hype man set in the way so that it relieves them of the major attention.
Yeah.
Sometimes to like the BET does it or elsewhere, you have someone who has been designated just to read feedbacks and what people are saying from from the outside world on the digital streets and all that, so that it takes a little bit of attention from the MC, so you could have shared attention for the, because I feel Chris is still that guy, but just like you're saying, it's what transpired behind backstage at the backstage is far different from how it perceived to be. So it may not necessarily be from them, but I don't know the coordination.
The whole social media thing, did they not do that like 2 or 3 years ago? Where they had a group of them.
That's what I was going to say. You know, so 2 years ago, or I've seen Chatterhouse do what you were saying before. We've seen Andy Dorsey be in the helms of the affair where he announces when the MCs have to take a rest. I've seen DJ Black do it year on year on. I think this is the first time we didn't really see the DJs take over like they do in the past. Again, yes, Chris Atto was, for me, I felt the chemistry was lost a bit between Chris and Na. Na was fantastic on stage. For Chris, it was a comeback that he needed to make a statement. Right. And you could tell that he really wanted to make the statement, but there was a limit. And I noticed it from, you know, his reaction, because you could tell there were times he'll come on stage, he wants to stand there and have an interaction with the audience, and he's directed, go into the corner. So he was limited.
And you could see he looked disturbed.
He looked very disturbed, because I want to do my thing, and you are told you can't do your thing.
Right.
You know, so it was very obvious, and I think that was where the issue was. But again, I'll say Na Shoko delivered for me 100%. She looked fantastic. Her delivery was spot on. And if we should get somebody again, yes. Will I recommend Na Shoko? Yes. Will I say that the production should release these MCs a bit to do their thing? Yes. Because the restrictions were too.
The Chatterhouse that I know, I am thinking, who would bring that restrictions? You get what I mean? I don't think that even celebrating 25 years, you should put a restriction on anybody who you perfectly know that this person is energetic. This person has a way of connecting with the crowd. You know what I mean? Yeah. So I don't know what's
but this year was much more iconic. It's 25th anniversary. Yeah. So they were deliberate about what they wanted. And so you
were back. They wanted to stick to it.
So it's not about you and your the luxury
but it's about the you have
to go by their script.
It's about the
because it's 25th anniversary.
They were actually going by script.
And you went by script, you closed at 4 a.m.
With where I was seated, okay, I could see them very well. There was a screen that when they come, they have to read from the screen.
Right.
So now comes and she memorizes it.
Right.
And you have to go exactly what you are being told to do. So you can't do anything, you can't have fun, you can't interact with the audience, and you are boxed in a corner. You are not even at the center stage that we can appreciate you. You are boxed in the corner.
Then so all of us at home, we really missed out.
But you see, this is not the first time.
All these intricacies.
Oh, sweetheart, this is not the first time we're doing teleprompting for an event. The MVCA did it quite recently. Ike did it perfectly well with his own style and what he was giving to read.
But please, I can hold brief for VGMA because TGMA, sorry, because it's a live production. See, elsewhere, all the whatever VAs, BETs that comes out so flawless are edited, well-edited output
before it puts out there.
But this is a live show, and so you see any lapses, you are able to fish out any anomaly or lapses that transpires or goes on. So that is how you can hold brief for them. One thing I've also realized is it's different. The energies in the auditorium is far different from what you see outside. So I read on the socials, and what people are criticizing is far from what really happens.
The audience,
because we saw something else.
Sometimes I see people criticize a dry audience. I'm like, at a point in time we had fun, but it was not able to translate into how people saw it. So I'm like, okay, so one thing is, we could have planted microphone, audience microphone in there so that, the energy there could be felt equally across all the channels people were viewing the whole thing from. Then also we could, I think, one thing that I've always wanted the organizers to take notice, elsewhere, there are people who are planted there whose sole responsibility is to cheer the performances
Yeah.
up. You can do it by way of complimentary ticket or paying
Oh, but
people.
we've spoken about this how many years now?
Long overdue.
It's
Long, because when someone pays for a VIP, sit in front and wants to carry himself the way he or she wants to carry himself, they are not under undue obligation to cheer the performance up. Unless, of course, you have done deliberate seating in such a way that those you know can cheer are at the front row. Other than that, someone pays their 700 Ghana cedis sitting there.
And it's just,
thousand Ghana.
And if the person chooses to be dry or
Yeah.
non-responsive, you cannot, I mean...
And you
cannot
see,
use the gun
there's
point.
even room for seat fillers, which is done.
Oh.
So if, for example, I am sitting, about 3 people are sitting here,
Right.
and they want to go to the washroom.
Right.
The moment they leave to the washroom, and there are people, there are seat fillers who are just standing by.
Sure.
They bring
So
them
just
to
fill
occupy
it.
this
Yes.
Yeah.
When they come,
Strategic.
they move.
You create a make
their job. That's the
you
only
just
reason
create a
why you're
make
there.
believe that the auditorium is supercharged, and so people are.
So you won't
people-
see empty spaces.
No.
Space.
And so I think it's long overdue. It's about that time we did this because it always exposes the flaws of the production so easily to people who are watching from.
For
various
me,
channels.
I think that the production was built on TV. It was not built to suit the audience there. The audience were not taken into consideration. You don't mount a platform where people are supposed to receive an award
Right.
at the side of your VVIPs. They were at the side of the VVIP. So VVIP is seated facing this way to the stage, and people go on stage to take award on their side.
Right.
So you need
So
to
they have
turn
to
your
turn.
neck. And so for a while, people stopped looking because they were tired. I can't have somebody coming in for award and every time I'm like this. So I'll stop. And then you have a performance coming in, and again, the person is placed in the corner. So there's a disadvantage to the audience that's at the far end,
Right.
who is also not facing the stage, but rather facing the stage sideways.
Right.
So the audience that were facing the stage sideways were all at disadvantages
Okay.
at some point.
Yeah.
So for me, it was TV. So you have the camera giving you all that feel, but for the audience, not that feel.
Well, one question I had always wanted to ask is whose idea made it a norm that VIP seats are compulsorily supposed to be in the face of the stage? Because seating arrangement you can still create a VIP euphoria for someone irrespective of where they are positioned, right? VIP
They can be in the middle
even
somewhere
at the extreme
and still enjoy the VIP
Yes, you just
treatment that
create-
you
I think that's how the O2 Arena is.
You see?
Where you have the VVIPs at the extreme, where they buy the tables at the extreme. I remember about when Akon came to Ghana, how many years is that?
Yes.
Yeah, not too long ago.
Right.
You know, and the stadium, what they did was they built a stage, a platform for the VVIPs.
You just elevated,
Elevated,
yeah.
and then the rest were down very close to the stage. And that's when Akon went into the balloon and went into the crowd and came back because the people were very close to the stage, but the VIPs were somewhere.
Yeah.
So yes, the point you're making is very valid.
Yeah,
Now, there were some performances that took place as well. Let's see the opening act performance by our very own Kim Promise.
I know it's service purpose. I know it's service purpose.
Pardon.
You're like a story.
The way you hit.
You understand me till you don't. I've been here before. Girl, I've been here before. I know they use my hands no more. I choose to use my hand. And yet my lesson. Yeah. See, I know they use my hands no more. I choose to use my hand. And yet yeah. Oh, I know, say, love no cheap, but shouldn't cost all of me. Oh, I saw. I miss love no cheap, but shouldn't cost all of me. I saw. Yeah. Life, if you understand me or not, misunderstand me or not. You're what? I'm okay. And if you think I'm wrong or not, as long as it's what I want me, I'm okay. Like say you we only pass. I didn't love my life, get my peace of mind, and I try to survive. We all be sinners. I'm missing all my only pass, and my happiness comes first. Everybody. I be like Terminator. I get deliver. I pass it. Yeah, yeah. I be like, yeah, yeah. Oh, oh, I be like, hey, hey. I pass it up time. Oh, no, 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 yeah. Oh, no, no, hey. Yeah, yeah.
Wow, that's a lovely performance, isn't it?
You know, the what stood out for me in this performance was the fact that that's the only great thing that I know and I saw. You see the two young girls in the...
they stole the show.
They stole the show, and they apparently are the youngest dancers to have hit the stage of the Ghana Music Awards. So that's... And a bit to me, Aka said, we are going to laud his performance for... To me.
No, but that's not his performance. That's the children's performance.
Even them crowd were asking how old are they to be out there at that time.
Come on.
No, they just had to be.
He cannot take credit.
Nice for
He
me.
cannot take credit for the
beautiful.
children dancing. The
It was
children rehearsed.
for that
The
one.
children rehearsed and the children danced how they're supposed. They didn't go off key.
They didn't
go
go
off
off.
tune.
Yes.
The children were top notch,
Yeah.
and these are children,
Yeah.
and they are not professional.
Yeah.
These are children, and then you have your professional who was competing to be the TGMA Artist of the Year. Come in and give us such a delivery.
You know, when he started,
Hey,
at home,
pay me, oh.
I had to.
He
So
pay
I
you.
told you, Rosemary, I told you that I had to switch off my TV, right? Because the moment it started, I'm being very honest. I got quite shy because I couldn't continue. I mean, usually, if I have a pillow, I cover my face.
That's how.
I
That's how.
cover my
Yeah.
ears.
So
Well, I'll
let
just
me
get up.
tell you one
Yeah.
thing. When he mounted the stage, for me, I'm sorry, I love You Can Promise, I love your songs, but I think it's about time we speak about this thing so we see some sort of growth. You make beautiful music, but it's beginning to look as though your engineers are the ones who are giving you the music. You're a songwriter, you give us the song, then you go there, you sing this chord, and then the engineers put it together for us. That's what it's beginning to look like. About 10 years ago, we were in Ghana here when Kwame Eugene, they were blasted that they can't do live band.
Right.
Yeah.
We saw it. Ghanaians were on them. What happened? We saw these young men sit up, and today they are one of the best. If you take out Samini and Stonebwoy, you have Kwame Eugene, you have Kwidi giving you live performance.
Right.
Solid, not going off key. Then you have Kim Promise, who's been in the industry almost same number of years these young men have been in the industry. You are giving us hit upon hit. You are mounting platforms that we call or we claim they are huge platforms, but you go in mine. And now it's time for you to let us know that the voice is authentic, that you can do it. And you come and you sing in Discord. 9 years ago, I told you, Ghana meets Niger. He was singing CCTV. That was his first biggest track.
I think you were not so super excited about his costume.
He was wearing singlets and trousers. I'll never forget, white singlets and trousers. And this boy came on stage, and the way he sang 9 years ago is the same thing that I heard him sing. And when I was sitting there, when he started, I told James Gardner was sitting next to me. I said, James, I know Kim Promise can't sing, but I'm hoping he puts me to shame. And he didn't put me to shame. He made me aware that he's still the same Kim Promise that we saw 9 years ago. It's about time, Kim Promise, you sit up. It's about time.
When the performance thing started, the thing I said to myself is that I hate Chatterhouse. It's as though they set up the guy to come in.
Like it was a
Sometimes it
setup,
appears so. Yeah.
Somebody who is looking forward to receiving Artist of the Year award.
Right.
Already there's a bit of tension between himself and some other artists, including my own brother Stonebwoy. Now, if that person is not strong by way of stage performances.
Right.
You don't put.
Why
them
do you put
opening,
him to begin
open
the
the act
show?
for
Yeah.
you?
That is-
You understand?
Exactly, my
You want to let them feel a bit comfortable with the other performances, and now warm up into whatever they want to warm up.
What did I
I'm-
say?
I'm not sure.
I'm sorry, but
Oh,
what did I hear you say?
relax.
That he's not good. Why is he in the category of
Rosemary.
artist of the year if he's not
Rosemary, I
that
didn't
good?
say let's relax.
We have
Relax.
PSA Esther
He's-
opening the act
he's-
last
he's-
year
And
as a
it was
because she was there.
But-
Yeah.
You cannot tell me that he's not that good to perform.
the category definition of artist of the year, and then the part 2 that talks about audience appeal doesn't hammer on your stage performance or
It's all
whatever.
part of it.
So you
No,
could
it's
be a
no, but
recording
it's
artist
audience appeal.
and
It's
win an
not-
award
So it's
and not
just,
be a performing artist.
it's just an icing
Artist,
if you are
have to
able
be a
to.
performing artist.
To do a live
Artist of the
performance.
year, you should be able to do a live performance as you should
I
be able
disagree.
to have.
Rose, I disagree.
We should have
I disagree.
TGMA here.
No, not every
You can
artist
be
is
a recording
complete-
artist and
yes.
not be a performing
Yes.
artist. It's also
Not
there.
every artist is
So
a-
what I'm
is a
saying
complete
is,
artist.
because
Right.
we've known him to be a performer, because most cases,
And this
he's
wasn't
been
his strong field.
exactly.
Yeah.
He's been on many stages as a performing artist.
Right.
As a
you can
miming
put him-
performing artist.
Right, very well. You can put him in that category. What I'm saying, and I want to hold brief on him on that, is the fact that putting him as the opening act, I think took
The
some.
marking scheme for the opening act.
And not hell. His promise is he better than the others?
So
that you shouldn't
think
put him
that
as opening act.
Charterhouse set him out.
No.
Everybody that becomes opening act, we are putting you as opening act because we know you are credible enough
Right.
to open. The flyer that came out said he's going to give us an electrifying performance that had electricity behind him. I'm sorry, you can't.
No, but the expectations were high.
My expectations were high.
No,
I
everyone's
mean,
expectations were
everyone's
high.
expectations were high.
Everyone.
So don't say that he shouldn't have been the opening act.
No,
He has to be the opening
What
act.
I'm
And he
saying-
had to nail it.
Even if he had been put in the middle or in the end,
He would have
I
not
believe
saved.
that it would have still been the same.
No, but you see, the
Because-
marking scheme, what you measure him on wouldn't have been as detailed as. You see, are we having this conversation around the performance based on the fact that he is one of the major guys?
That's
in the
one.
conversation?
No,
That's
it's
one.
just the
entry-
performance.
Yes, so we have
The entry is also
You
part.
get-
All of it.
That's
Yeah.
what I'm saying. All of
Yeah.
it. So anyone at all could have opened the night.
Yes.
But then,
Why not
because
him?
it's scheme promise, the marking scheme is
At that
way detailed than any other person.
Did he sing on key?
Of course, that is what I'm saying. I
Unfortunately, he
understand
has
your
to be used as
frustration.
bait.
No.
So
And-
if his marking scheme is
See,
high,
this happened-
it's different if he was in key and we are saying that
Last
he
minute-
was off.
Last minute has suffered this.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's-
Yes.
No,
yes.
no, but
Last
last
minute.
minute, you see, we criticized him, but later, probity got us to realize that the feed and how it was rehearsed and how it was, the output that was coming was quite different from
Oh, so when they are on stage and they're performing, do they hear
Yeah, you have an
different?
ear.
You have-
Everybody has an ear.
Okay, So is it that there's a high possibility, maybe, Rosalind?
There's no high
I'm
possibility.
trying to talk South from. Maybe what he was listening to in his ear was different.
happens.
Was
that is
different
but you
from
see-
what
Did you
we-
realize he was out of breath?
So yeah,
That's
so,
one also
wait,
what
that is
he was
why
hearing in his
so
ear.
on the breath control, I point of frustration.
Yes, and I agree with you.
Yeah.
There are some things we can practically blame
Yes,
him
of
for,
course.
and we all saw it,
Yeah.
right?
The breath
And the
control
There are some
was
other
terrible.
And then what?
Singing of
In
key.
terms of the sound, you might want to take an explanation from him that what were you hearing?
I don't want
What
to
were
take
you
it.
hearing?
understand?
That's another thing.
But breath
better
and
sit
other
up.
issues.
That's on him.
Why are we pampering him? Why are we
That's on
pampering
him.
him?
No, we are doing exactly what you're doing, but you're doing it in a different
It's an assessment. That is what
Yeah.
I'm saying. You can break it down to, like you said, unanimously, we all agree that his breath control.
Yes, and
Wasn't good.
we also agree that he gave us a poor performance. No doubt about
Yes,
it.
But why we
then
say
we
that
should
you
not
should have
take
opened
the
the
element of the
stage.
blame that we can also attribute to the technical side of it.
Exactly.
I get it. So the production and the architecture of the production, of course, let's give it up to Charterhouse for the aesthetics of the. I mean, it's
Yeah.
amazing. You see the glam, that
Which makes a lot of sense
Yes.
because we couldn't have come to sit
So
there
the
for
coordination.
So yeah.
The coordination. What's really caused a lot to worry about is the fact that Kim Promise didn't make news for anything at all. As
The whole night.
The whole night. No fashion statements,
No performance statement.
no performance statement.
You didn't win the artist of the year.
And even
With what?
I bet that one they will come.
You know,
And the fact that the very person who was sort of a date for him had a very unpalatable brand and generation of clout around her prior to the VGMA. A few other. people were literally pissed off seeing a Fialdo sitting by.
Yes,
It
yes.
was a turn off.
Yes,
a lot
people
of
are still talking
because
about
he had
it.
become so unpopular prior to the event.
Yeah.
And so it was a big minus of a company to promise.
Anyway.
And so people took their frustration and added your performance and all that. So there was a whole lot that went.
There was a saving of the day, and this came from Stonebwoy. He actually saved it. Let's take a look at his performance.
The agenda.
Good evening, Ghana. I just want to say thanks to the Most High God and my mother, wherever you are, resting in peace. Thank you for showering your blessings upon your son. I wrote a long speech, but I'm lost for words. I have been very consistent and I've been very hardworking throughout the years. Ever since I won the Ghana Music Artist of the Year 2015, I won it again in 2019.
This is actually the artist of the year.
Yeah.
That performance is a world-class performance. I'm proud to be a Ghanaian, you know, just because of that performance. When, what's the guy's name? The Nigerian guy who is everywhere now. No, the other one. Oh,
Burna Boy.
Burna Boy.
Yeah.
Mounted the Grammys and performed. This is what he did. This is a Grammy Awards performance. Solid breath control, solid control of the audience, solid delivery, told a story. Charlie.
Congrats to Stonebwoy.
Yeah.
I think that is proven to everybody on that night, you know, that it's not just about everybody saying that you are the artist of the year. What are you also saying? What you say is by what you do on the night. You understand? So it would have even been a bit some way if he had gone the other way around. I mean, really. No, let's be honest with ourselves. Because you see, the performance is part of the whole thing. What we are looking at.
How you're going to throw
exactly,
fans.
you know. And me, I'm happy about his growth. There are times that you see artists come on stage and unnecessarily shout and scream throughout a performance where there isn't supposed to even be screaming and shouting and all of those things. And from him, every single
he was in
part
control.
of his performance, he was in control.
He was in control from the beginning to the end.
And
how he walked on stage.
He was in control.
How he delivered his out.
I think he was the best. I would judge him the best dressed for the night.
The best
male
dressed,
celebrity. The aura, when he registered presence at the venue, you could feel an artist of the year aura around his entry. You could feel it even before the official announcement. You could feel that, nah, Charlie, some aura. And with this, you could feel the emotional transition from one song to the other. He did all his releases, the whole year under review in like 8 minutes.
Yeah.
And you could feel the impact where he wanted everyone to get relaxed and soak and imbibe the song. And where he wants you to bring your energy game on and so, I mean, the fact that he treats Ghana Music Awards just like he treats any international platform.
Yeah.
That's what the wowing factor about him.
He will collect his award himself.
He himself.
If it's available. Except maybe he's going to
perform.
And KMJ,
we need to talk about it.
We need to talk about this on Friday.
Friday,
we'll talk about
to
talk about David, are you available on Friday?
I hope so.
Okay.
I hope so.
So we'll have you here.
Yes.
And, you know, there are some people that their names were mentioned. Somebody asked the question, when will Sarkodie be present at TGMA? Is he bigger than TGMA? If he absents himself again, I think that they should take him out of the
Angel was there. Wherever Angels goes, Sarkodie.
For the
Unless maybe
nobody is bigger than TGMA. If you don't make it,
real quick.
You know he was supposed to have
I love you. I still love you.
Sarkodie was there or Angel was there?
No,
Angel was there. Sarkodie was not there.
As a passive comment.
But maybe he was getting something.
All right, so yes.
As a passive comment, how Stonebwoy treats Ghana music, even nominations, when he knows he's not going to win, how he is able to beef up the interest of people to
It's the respect he gives
the
to
same thing he does for all his international nominations.
Yes.
For here. And then Black will come to him.
You know, before we go, let me just put it out. You know, when he was, when he won the one for the dancehall, the reggae dancehall category, he wanted to give the award to one of his colleagues to go home with.
Iconic.
It was just super iconic.
Anyway, so this all time will permit us. Friday, we'll have an extended conversation on this one. David will be joining us. Maybe we'll have other panelists join as well. But it's been a solid one, and maybe we'll show Nassim's performance on Friday and the others as well. It's the performance as well. It was a beautiful one. It was a beautiful one.
That was supposed to have been the opening.
So, David, thank you for being here. We have other conversations coming your way. Do stay with us. We'll be right back.
This one is for y'all, brand new song. I see you, wifey. Are you out there in the crowd somewhere? You know, it's the body, man. The body is a temple of the woman, is the beauty. So we worship the woman. All who stand for woman, say, woman! For my ladies. TGMAs. What we tell them? Oh, yes. Run it up for the summer. Hits like a drummer. Call me up, take my number. Your future bright girl. Now your dress, you're looking so beautiful. And we're blessed. We'll pull up on the city full. We're never stressed because you know the belly full. Yeah. Ladies! And every other day, make us certified. Girl, this 11 to sacrifice. Don't need no genius to testify. Give me love, na. I can get never feel loving. Oh Lord, steadily loving your body. Woo. I can get you with your loving, Can never take you for granted. All right. Me, I want you long time. What my ladies say? I can see you for dream. You know me one time. Baby, I want to go into the future with you. I'm not gonna leave you at the end of the road. Give me your love and you know it's safe. Baby, never listen to what them say. What we tell them? Into the future with you. I'm not gonna leave you at the end of the road. Baby, never listen to your names. Hey, me give you something with the sweet and ginger. She never get the man and sicker. Can me able to tired like the mac and cheese. One thing more of the geese. How well I want and touch and she already fainting. Her limbs and to be participating. She never know what I'm anticipating. The mission is so hard for the taking. Na, yeah. So me, I want you love.